Hey, hello guys, my name is Kaushik and welcome back to LetCode. In this video, we're going to learn few of the concepts that is released in version 1.15 and it's a really good features. So we can execute our test in parallel in the sense like within the same file, if we have like multiple tests, we can run those tests within the same file in a parallel mode. Okay. And apart from that, also we have a debug flag. We are going to take a look on that. And also there is a new mouse wheel API is there. We are going to take a look on that as well. So first we will see the parallel execution. So here we can see that we have a very simple code like test.describe.parallel. Okay. So in the previous version, that is Playwright version 1.14, we have discussed something like serial, right? So test.describe.serial, that is basically used to like if we have like multiple tests and if any of the one test is going to get failed, the sequential test will get also skipped, right? So for that we have used the sequential. Now we have this parallel in the sense like the number of test blocks we have within this file, within one file, that going to run in parallel. Okay, so you can have a number of tests and a number of tests are going to execute in parallel, but I will not recommend you to write like more number of tests and execute in parallel, because we know that based on our system configuration it is going to work, right? So of course Chromium is going to run, which eats a RAM a lot. So maybe you can have like 2 or 3, that is what I feel recommend, but there is no official documentation in this. But as per my experience, like even if you have used Selenium, you know that Chrome eats a lot of memory, right? So I will recommend you to go with maybe 2 or 3, and that is very good. Okay, so I'm going to execute this. So let's bring the control J and I'm going to say npm test. Already I have configured the Playwright config file. So if I go to the config file, you can see that here now we have this. Okay, not this one, so I have to give my test name, that is my. Okay, so this is the file name, my awesome test.ts. Okay, and of course you have to go to your package.json first and make sure you are going to change this dependency. So previously you can see like I have like 1.14.1, now I have changed to 1.15.0, and you know how to do the update. Just change the version, bring up your terminal and use control, I mean npmi, that will download the latest version of Playwright along with Chromium and the Firefox browser as well. Okay, yeah, now let's go and run this. I'm going to say npm test, actually that should bring this test. Now we can expect 3 browsers running in the parallel. Okay, so one will go to the letcode.in, another one will go to playwright.dev, and another one will go to your so here you can see 3 browsers at the same time it's running, right? That is the use of parallel execution. Just a simple demo. I hope you got the idea. Okay, so only here you have to change like test.describe.parallel. Okay, and one more thing, like you should not have like duplicate names. Okay, so for example in both the test I have given like go to letcode. So if I try to run this, it will end up with an exception. Okay, so test cannot have duplicate name. So here you can see we got the error like duplicate test titles are not allowed. Okay, yeah, fine. Now coming back to this test. Okay, what I understood is basically Playwright team wants us to write the test as an individual. That means like for example, when I use the test.describe in the very first of Playwright test, and I said that there is a disadvantage using groups. Group is basically this one. Describe block is known as groups. Okay, if you have like dependencies, for example you are going to do some CRUD operation, like you will create some data, you will edit the data or update the data, and you will try to delete the data. So you are trying to do some end-to-end scenario, right? In that scenario, of course I cannot have multiple tests. I can write it, but I should not have, because each and every test will run in individual browser. Okay, of course we can overwrite based on the like we can use the page concept that we already learned in our page object model. I will give the link here, you can probably check it here. Okay, so when we write the test, as per the documentation, it is recommended to write each and every test individually. If you have long end-to-end scenario, then we can use the test.step, where we can have like multiple steps. So first we will create, that will be within the step. Second we will do the update, that will be within another test.step. And lastly we are going to perform the delete, that should go within the test.step. Okay, so within one test you can have multiple test steps. That will make sense. Okay, I hope this is very clear and it's easy only. Okay, now let's go to the second feature. So here we have this mouse wheel control now. Okay, so for example if you want to do the scrolling, right? So if let me go to my browser and bring up this playwright.dev. So basically, let's say that we want to scroll down and I want to capture this GitHub. Okay, I want to capture this screenshot, or maybe I want to do some action here, right? So when I say like dot click function, or if I have to type like fill or type, then of course the page is going to scroll automatically and it will do the task, right? But I'm not going to do any interaction. Rather, I just wanted to bring this view import, means of course I can use the mouse dot wheel. Okay, but already we have inbuilt function called view into port. Let me show you that. Okay, so here we are just printing the title and I'm using this locator, this text equal to GitHub, this link. Now if I want to move to that particular element, I can simply say like await git dot scroll into view if needed, right? That means like playwright can automatically scroll if you're doing some interactions like click or type, right? But if I want to do like maybe like get text or get attribute, and if I want to see that in the view, I can use this function called scroll dot, I mean scroll into view if needed. Okay, just to show you, I'm going to add a sleep here, or a delay basically. So page dot wait for timeout, and around like 3 seconds is fine, I believe. Yeah, now let's go and run this. So I'm going to copy this test name and I'm going to change in my config file. Now let's go and run this. Okay, so it will just open the browser, it will go to the URL and then it will scroll into this view. So this is already there in playwright from the version, from the very beginning of the version, I believe. Now we have something like, so here, okay, it got closed very quickly. Let me run once again. Okay, so here you can see it. So it's about the element in the view, right? So if you want to do that, you can use this function, or else there is also another way that is new in the version 1.15, that is mouse wheel. Okay, so for example, I can say like page dot mouse dot wheel, right? So this is basically to do the scrolling like horizontally and vertical. So you can give the x and the y coordination. Now to get the x and y coordination, of course you can give some number like 150, or else if you want it to be very precise, you can use this locator, any locator, and you can use the function called bounding box. So here I can say like await git dot bounding box. Bounding box is very similar to like get location in Selenium. So the get location in Selenium functions return us the x and y coordination along with the height and width, right? So same thing here also. So I can store this like const box, and then I can say like if box is there, then I can store it here like const, I'm interested on the y, so I will take that one. So box dot y, you can see like we will get the height with x and y coordination. Okay, so I'm interested on the y because I want to scroll it vertically. Okay, and then here I can say like await page dot mouse dot wheel and then x. So we are not moving the x, we are just going vertically, so we'll pass the y. That means wherever this location, we'll get the location of that coordination of that particular element and we'll just move. Okay, now let's run. Of course it's going to be same as the previous execution, but we have two functions where this is going to be useful in the sense like if you have pages where you have like inner some table, some sort of table where we have to scroll that vertically, right? So in that scenario, of course it's going to be very useful, but I think that is also going to be same in this function as well. But maybe based on your requirement, if this is not working, probably you can go with this. Okay, so yeah, this is the second new feature. And one more thing is the debug. Okay, so for example, let me go to my package.json, and here I'm going to, already I have added like debug, where I have to say like npx playwright test and then followed by the dash dash debug. What does it will do in the sense like already we have learned how to debug the test script from the VS Code itself. But the problem in VS Code is like if you want to inspect the playwright locators, we cannot do with the help of VS Code, right? So if I say like npm run debug, then it is going to launch the browser along with the inspector. Already we have discussed about the inspector more in detail, like how to record the test script or how to find the element. Same thing here as well. Okay, so for example, here you can see like it is waiting in the very first, and of course you can use the await page dot pause. So if you want to stop here or maybe here, you can use that as well. Okay, now if I click on this step over, it is going to complete and it's going to wait until it gets stopped. Okay, now let's say that I want to find any element, then of course I can use this explorer, and not explorer, I mean explore, and I can just like I can see like this is the image without Playwright logo, and this is the link text, like all those stuff we have. Okay, so if I click on this docs, you can see that we got this particular CSS, right? So this is basically combined CSS that is not from your um, browser engine. So this is basically your Playwright locators engine, right? So for example, if I copy this and if I go to the Chrome DevTools, and if I try to find this, of course it will not give me any result, right? This is basically like your finding element like ID, name, XPath, all those will work in this Chrome DevTools protocol. But the specific locator like above, below, right of, left of, and few combined CSS, all those are Playwright specific engines that we cannot find it here in this Chrome DevTools protocols. So if you want to find all those elements, probably you can use this debug, and of course you can find it in the runtime. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you, and it's very easy. Okay, so that's it for this video. This is just a quick update. There are a lot of updates, but like some things that I didn't cover it, so I just skipped those. For example, if you go to the release note, and here you can see like on the version 1.15, we have this mouse wheel that we have covered, and few things related to the headers API. I didn't cover all this request and response, so I have skipped those. And one more is forced color emulation. So if you want to change your page theme to black to dark, probably you can use this. And new API related to the route set checked. I'm not sure why there is another function called set checked, because typically it's going to select the checkbox. For that already we have like a check and the click function. Not sure why this is again. And in the test, of course, we have the parallel and the debug function. Okay, and new few browsers. Okay, so these browsers are basically browser engine. That means based on this engine, there will be new update from Chrome. So for example, this is Chrome browser. If I go to the help about Google Chrome, you can see that we are using the version 93. Maybe after the update it will be like 94, but already there is a 96 version, that is Chromium. So based on the Chromium engines, all the browsers are getting built. Okay, so that is what we will use here. Okay, so that means we are already testing the future release. That is really awesome. Okay, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed this, and also I wanted to thank you guys for watching all the Playwright videos. It's going really great, and the framework video we have given a lot of support, and I got like around 4,500 subscribers now totally. So I think maybe that is because of Playwright, all the Playwright videos. So thank you guys, and definitely we'll have a lot of videos in upcoming days, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.